Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You know, wow, that's a nice manifold, Dave. Why are you taking out a awesome non-EGR performer AMC manifold? Why are you taking off that guy's car? Well, I'm going to show you. I agree. Yeah, it's a nice looking manifold. I mean, the kid did well. He went out and bought this at a swap meet, and the guy assured him it's a good manifold and whatnot. And when you look at it, I mean, what do you think? That's a good manifold. But the problem with this manifold was right here. I had a helicoil in here, and there was also some other problems that you're going to be able to see once we turn this around a little bit, so you can get a little better look on there. But you see the rings? You see what's happening here? All right, two things happened here. One was over torqued, probably because it was leaking, and I'll go into that in a minute, because this is a water jacket, this is a water jacket. But probably because it was leaking, but there were no washers on those bolts either. And these are the things that people overlook. But technically, yeah, it's a nice looking, polynylid dumplings. It's junk now. It really is. A lot of you guys might argue that, but hey, that's a big chip right there. That's a chip, right? This is a thermostat housing. These things don't even want to seal when they're in OEM. When an OEM setup, they still don't want to seal. So you still have leakages and whatnot. But getting back to a couple of things, I want to make a point of this so that at least the manifold can become a donor and at least donate a little bit of information out to some people that might not be aware of things. But we talked about when we were doing setting the valley pan gasket in when we did the kid's car back here, but we talked about that, and we were talking about how the valley pan would actually spring load and move, so you had to be very careful about when you made your application of your RTV sealant, etc. And I want to show you why you have to do that, because that happened with this intake. And as you can see on this one here, okay, where it had all the crushed screws and all that, there's no sealer here. On here, all this here, there's no sealer. This around here, I don't know what it was sealing, but it wasn't sealing anything. It still has the bead. This has never been, smashed or squashed or sealed with, when the manifold came down on it. All right. So what you had is you had a lot of water. You had a lot of water coming and leaking through here. You know what I mean? A good chance that this stuff, I mean, in my opinion, I think he's lucky that it didn't contaminate the oil, and basically screw up the whole block. But, so essentially, he put this side on first, and then when he put the other side of it on, he put it on the valley pan, like the rules say, and then the valley pan moved. So what you see is he had it all here. Then when the valley pan moved, it smushed everything this way. So again, we have zero sealant going here. This is entirely crazy. These here, we talk about brushing this on. You can see that this was never smashed or mashed in any way, shape, or form. It's still just about the same thickness of the bead that he did when he put it on. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying this is what you got to watch for, guys. This is it. And great. I mean, that you took the chance and you wanted to do it, and you made all this work and all, but this is what's going to happen. All this sealer here is just going to slide and just smash all over the place. As I said, this was the first one that he did. This side here, he snapped in on his little pins. Everything was fine. And then this wasn't bent properly, so he forced it in and just smeared everything. Not the way to go. Take the time. Make sure that this is done. I'm thinking if I take this off of here right now, this is going to spring load. So So you can see that's what it does. It's gonna fight you while you're trying to put it in. Your best bet is to get this to where this is bent and she seats a little better. You know? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna bend down in here, but see, you can see she seats so much better. She's not gonna fight you as much. So you want to keep this until this thing almost sits perfect. This side's bending because of that. Once this is on, then you would do the other side. But you can see, I mean, he did have his stuff on right on this side, because you do it on both sides, you know. But when you put it on the car, this is what happened. So again, guys, donator, you know, for the pile, but remember this too, we're going to keep this. We're going to keep this. Don't forget, guys, when you got these 2-barrel cast iron manifolds that you don't feel like lugging around in your shop or your garage anymore, take these off, okay? Because this does not come with your Edelbrock. He got creative, did pop rivets on here. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but that was the way he did it. So we're going to take that off, and then we're going to throw this in the dumpster, aluminum dumpster, and it'll get recycled into something eventually. Sure is the same though. Just figured I'd let you know that stuff.